Now you're welcoming a new sister-in-law.
That's right.
That's pretty big.
New news, big news. Well, I think, first of all, I love my brother, and I just want him to have like the most fulfilled, best life possible. And such a huge part of that is like, you know, who you end up marrying, who you end up raising a family with. I know the kind of person he is, and I've been blessed to get to know Taylor over the last couple of years. And I just think that they match so well together. They are unbelievably supportive of each other in both of their outlandishly successful worlds.
Yeah.
And it's like you're listening to somebody describe your brother, and I think a lot of people, I don't know how to say it, but you're hearing how like she fully understands why Travis is like an incredible human being. And like the human exclamation point was like the best way I've ever heard Travis described in my life. I think it's like such an accurate statement. The dude just brings joy and like to every place he ever is, and like people love him, and he makes everything better. And I think that they both, to watch them support each other, love each other, and get to this stage, and now to have this together, I'm very happy for him.
Did we just hear a best man speech?
We just heard a best man speech.
I'm gonna fire up something a lot better. We're gonna do a lot more planning.
Yeah.
I gotta be good. I gotta be good at this. Well, first of all, hopefully I'm the best man. We'll see. Trav has a lot of friends. I'm just hoping to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
At all times, I know my brother's intentions and who he is as a person, and the values that my parents raised him with, and you know how he treats people, how he treats women, all of these things. And eventually, I think it works out when you go through life with that. And not for everybody. I don't want to draw too many of that, but like he lives his life the right way. He's a great person. He's unselfish. Everything he does, I think, would lead to him finding somebody that would want to be with him for all the right reasons and more. Mom got a lot of the noise, and deservedly so. She put up with a lot of shit from us for a long time. She became like a focal point for like, I think moms everywhere, and especially moms of like athletes. And that was one of the best parts about that season was who she is at this point. I don't think it's going to affect her as much. I mean, she's not like a media trained, savvy individual, but you know, she's a good-hearted woman from Cleveland, Ohio that loves her kids, and I don't know that any amount of commercial is going to change that. I've always been a crier, even before the daughters, but I definitely get sappier. I think I was always closer to my dad growing up. My dad coached us in everything, like went to all the games, was like the prototypical, just like outstanding father. And I looked up to my dad. I thought my dad was like the best man on the planet. That's who I wanted to be. Like I got asked when I was real young, like, what do you want to be when you grow up, Jason? I said, I want to be a father. Like that's like, I wanted to be like my dad 100%. And we get a lot of our mentality and a lot of like our traits as human beings, I think, from my father. And like, he's a very driven, like tough, you know, worked in the steel industry. Like he's a great dad. And he was also a loving dad. You know, he was one of those dads that while he's slapping you on your ass, you feel like he loves you still at the same time.
Yeah.
But he was a great dude. And that's who I wanted to be when I grew up. And I think my mom, I never really had the frame of reference to understand what she was doing for the family when I was younger. And I think I had always had a loving relationship and loved my mom to death. But she was working and making the majority of the money for the family. She was cleaning. She was like scheduling things out. She was handling all of like the finance, like all these things that like as a kid you don't really know or you take for granted. And I'm like, she was so much of like a foundational aspect for the entire family. And I've told her that since. Like I just never really even had a understanding of all these things you were doing. And so as a parent, I've gone now to more of like Donna Kelce's a shit, and still Ed Kelce's a shit too. But Donna she was a very unique woman to be able to handle all of these different things. Listen, they worked their ass off. They stayed together they stayed married because of us, just to like raise us. I think in a lot of ways, they set aside all their dreams, goals, and aspirations to like help us realize ours. And they did it without even questioning it felt like. And I'm sure there were questions. I'm sure there were very hard discussions that were had, but we never felt that. We felt like there was just like an overwhelming abundance of like love and support and anything we wanted to try and do. And it was a storybook childhood for us, and that I don't take for granted one bit. It's been a lot. I mean, there's a lot more, you know, we're both have more going on now as like professionals, but I think Kylie went to school for journalism and communication. She had a radio like show with one of her friends in college where it was like the squirrel in the tree, and they would do that like every week. So she was much more ready to go than we were. She had a firm understanding of what she wanted to do, the kind of content she wanted to create, who she wanted to talk to, and the kind of conversation she wanted to have. And I think that has resonated really, really well with a lot of people. And for me, I enjoy watching it. I enjoy seeing her have success with it. Mm-hmm. And now we just got to be more organized in our scheduling and making sure that we're communicating. Like that's a whole nother thing, because now we're both have stuff going on throughout the week, and we have 4 kids. But it's been a lot of fun navigating it for sure. I mean, I'm a swing by the fences kind of guy. I'm doing that from the get go. Yeah. But we knew. I mean, listen, if a boy happened, that would be fun. But I think at the end of the day, I say what my dad always said. We're very blessed to have 4 healthy, like smart, charismatic, amazing children. And like, I would not trade any of that for a second. And I think early on, we talked about, I wanted 3 kids early on. That was like, I always felt like Travis and I always wanted like one more sibling. It felt like would have been ideal. And Kylie said she wanted 5. So we're at 4 now. And I think we'll see. That might be it. 2-year-old right now, Benny, is just like the most charismatic. Like, I don't know how like she came out like this, but like she like blinks and like gives you eyes, and like she's like, it's like cheating. You know what I mean? Like she can just look at me and get whatever she wants. And I was the dad when I first had my first girl, where I'm like, I'm going to raise my girl tough, and I'm going to make sure, I'm not going to be like, the pushover dad, and completely did not hold up.
You're dismantled.
I was so naive to like how Mother Nature works, and like these girls like look at you just like one way, and it's like, all right, come on, we're going into bed. Let's go. Like, I think my 2-year-old's been like every time she wakes up in the middle of the night, I just like pick her up, and half the time I want her to come in bed with me, because I know that eventually she's going to be out of that stage where it's going to be possible, and I selfishly want to hold on to that. But I did wake up before coming out here at 6 a.m. and I woke up and I look over at the bed to say goodbye to Kai, and my 2-year-old and our infant are like in the bed, right? They got like barriers in between them, but they're sitting where Kylie is. Yeah. I go, maybe Kai went up. She's coaching field hockey season right now. Maybe they're at practice. And I get up further, and she's curled up like a cat at the foot of the bed. Oh shit! We just got to stop. I gotta be a freaking good dad and not bring the big kid into the bed. I gotta do better. The vast majority of my life, my mom was the only woman in my life. Like, it was only me and Travis. We had no first cousins. I had my Aunt Judy. I'll take that back. Aunt Judy was definitely a staple for us. But I didn't even know how to like talk to girls growing up. I don't know how you guys were. I was not. I'm definitely catching up on getting to know and understand women and girls and females. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of reps now.
And now you're welcoming a new sister-in-law.
That's right.
That's pretty big.
New news, big news. Well, I think, first of all, I love my brother, and I just want him to have like the most fulfilled, best life possible. And such a huge part of that is like, you know, who you end up marrying, who you end up raising a family with. I know the kind of person he is, and I've been blessed to get to know Taylor over the last couple of years. And I just think that they match so well together. They are unbelievably supportive of each other in both of their outlandishly successful worlds. Yeah. And it's like you're listening to somebody describe your brother, and I think a lot of people, I don't know how to say it, but you're hearing how like she fully understands why Travis is like an incredible human being. And like the human exclamation point was like the best way I've ever heard Travis described in my life. I think it's like such an accurate statement. The dude just brings joy in like to every place he ever is, and like people love him, and he makes everything better. And I think that they both, to watch them support each other, love each other, and get to this stage, and now to have this together, I'm I mean, I'm very happy for him.
Did we just hear a best man speech?
We just heard a best man speech.
I'm gonna fire up something a lot better. We're gonna do a lot more planning.
Yeah.
I gotta be good. I gotta be good at
yeah.
this. Well, first of all, hopefully I'm the best man. We'll see. Trav has a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
At all times, I know my brother's intentions and who he is as a person and the values that my parents raised him with, and you know how he treats people, how he treats women, all of these things. And eventually, I think it works out when you go through life with that. And not for everybody. I don't want to draw too many of that, but like he lives his life the right way. He's a great person. He's unselfish. Everything he does, I think, would lead to him finding somebody that would want to be with him for all the right reasons and more. I find out that I've been drinking non-alcoholic beer the entire game. There's the most amount of shame I've ever felt in myself.
Really?
Yeah. I was just like, the fuck is wrong with you, Jason?
Who was the person that tapped you on the shoulders and, hey, just so you know?
Taylor.
Oh, no shit.
Because she said Travis had just been doing the same thing and he's ashamed. I'm like, time out, Travis, there's non-alcoholic beer here? We had both been drinking these
Budweiser Zeros.
thinking they were just some like 0 calorie
Budweiser.
not thinking it was
Making
zero.
the right choice.
Yeah. I'm just like, I just wasted 3/4 of my life. I just say, what the fuck just happened?
It's so funny.
I was so ashamed. Anyways, so
Jason Kelce clearly faces stiff competition for the best man position, as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift have a lot of friends who are just as funny as Jason. Among them, Patrick Mahomes, a close teammate at KC Chiefs, is the favorite candidate along with teammates Chris Jones and former teammate Ross Travis. However, one of the groomsmen has challenged Jason. It's the Cupid Big Reed, Chiefs HC, who helped match Taylor Swift to Travis Kelce. Among them, the close relationship between the two families makes Swiftites doubt the possibility of Austin Swift being one of Travis Kelce's best men. While Jason is more trusted in the position of officiant, and fans are hoping for Jason's speech at Travis's wedding, because no one knows how to party like former Eagles center Jason Kelce. The luchador mask-wearing, hairy-chested, beer-chugging father of four has made quite the reputation for himself off the field and has only grown more beloved after leaving the NFL behind. So when Jason's brother Travis and Taylor Swift announced their engagement out of the blue, fans immediately jumped to the conclusion that Jason would be the best man at the wedding, and that he would give the most unhinged yet legendary speech of all time. Travis choosing Jason to be his best man just feels right. It also feels like a bit of a risky gamble, considering the hilarious shenanigans that the beloved Philly icon has gotten into within the past few years. Jason Kelce had to say, "What a mind," to Taylor Swift's ability to describe fiancé Travis Kelce. Although this happens all the time, the Philadelphia Eagles alum was particularly floored by his future sister-in-law's ability to put his brother's personality into words during her recent appearance on their New Heights podcast. "I try to describe you to people a lot of the time," Jason explained during the August 27th episode of New Heights. "I'm like, listen, nobody knows Travis Kelce and dislikes him. He is the epitome of a great teammate." And the 37-year-old noted that Taylor put it perfectly when she described her fiancé as a human exclamation point during her August 13th New Heights appearance. It's worth noting that during the moment in the episode when Taylor says this, Jason leans back and sighs in awe. "You've always been a magnetic human being," Jason continued. "You've gotten the best out of people." And when she said you were a human exclamation point, I'm saying like, goddamn, she is effing good with words. That is such a great way to describe. It was a banger. Jason, dad to Wyatt 5, Elliot 4, Bennett 2, and Finley 5 months with wife Kylie Kelce, admitted it may have ousted Travis' other iconic nickname, adding, "That's better than Big Yeti." During Taylor's appearance on New Heights, which occurred exactly 2 weeks before she and Travis announced their engagement, August 26th, the life of a showgirl singer couldn't come up with enough kind things to say about her man. He's just like a vibe booster in everyone's life that he's in, she effused during the episode, turning toward Travis to add, like when you take a picture on your phone and you push the enhance color button, that's what you do to everyone's life. One particular way Travis has added color to Taylor's life has been his ability to roll with the punches when it comes to media scrutiny. You truly find a lot of online discourse to be truly hilarious, Taylor added to Travis. And that changes things for me. If he's seeing things and he thinks it's funny and it doesn't even affect his day at all, that's completely bled into the way that I metabolize these things. Indeed, Taylor, who previously expressed fear in her inability to control her public life for her loved ones in songs like Peace, noted that Travis has helped her let that anxiety go entirely. As she put it on New Heights, it's at a point where, like, something can be about me, my name can be in the actual headline, and it could still be none of my business. Jason Kelce is sharing more details about his recent hairy mishap. The former NFL star, 37, opened up about a beard-dyeing debacle this week's episode of New Heights podcast, which he hosts with his brother Travis Kelce. Now he's unveiling behind-the-scenes footage from the incident. In an Instagram video shared on Thursday, August 28, Jason is seen having his hair and beard dyed darker to cover up his grays. After learning that the dye should only be left on for 10 minutes, the podcaster rushes to rinse it out, only to discover that it's much darker than he expected. Terrible. He laughs after the finished result is revealed. In another clip, Jason FaceTimes his wife Kelce, who appears shocked upon seeing her husband's new look. "I look like a panda," he tells her. During the Wednesday, August 27th episode of New Heights, Jason told Travis that his beard is way too dark. "It looks like I took shoe polish to my face," he adds. Jason said that he had mixed a light brown hair dye with a dark brown hair dye in order to get his right shade, but it was too dark. "I came out of the shower immediately. I looked like Billy Mays," he joked. He then explained that he dyed his beard for a bit. He was planning for his beverage brand Garage Beer. "I was going to do this bit where we go back in time, so I wanted to be younger," he said. "Initially, I was going to shave my beard completely, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I hate my face too much. So I'm gonna keep the beard, but I'll dye it to make me look younger. But we didn't play chemistry very well, and I ended up coming out a little darker than I was expecting." Jason then lamented, "I miss my grays. I can't wait for this to grow back out. It is kind of growing on me, though. I do feel like I look pretty good with a dark beard," he added before clarifying, "I didn't do it out of vanity. I did it for a bit. That's all I'm saying." Travis, 35, took the opportunity to tease his brother by saying, "It's okay to be a little insecure about your grays." "That's not why I did it. I love my grays," Jason retorted. On the August 28th episode of her own podcast, Kylie, 33, shared her thoughts on her husband's transformation. "What I will say is that I think he looks fine as hell with his dyed hair," she said, "but I am very excited for the silver fox to return because I think he just looks like a distinguished, fine-ass gentleman." She also opened up about her 4 daughters' resemblance to their father, Jason Kelce, and their uncle, Travis Kelce. "Most of you just wanted to remind me yet again that Ellie looks like her uncle," Kylie, 33, said on the podcast, referencing Travis, 35. She then read off some comments, including, "I'm so sorry that Ellie does look just like Travis, and Ellie fully stole Travis's entire face." So how does the mother of 4 feel about the frequent comparisons? "The Kelces, they're a beautiful bunch," Kylie said. "They're a beautiful bunch of human beings. Okay? We all have eyeballs. One of the biggest regrets is when Jason Kelce was banned from covering Chiefs-Chargers NFL opener after YouTube broadcast request. ESPN has banned its star analyst from joining any alternate broadcasts. However, ESPN will not allow Kelce to join any other network's games. ESPN had no intention of allowing Kelce to join YouTube's broadcast, even if his brother is playing in the game. YouTube is airing the Brazil matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and Kansas City Chiefs. That would have put Jason on the call while Travis Kelce catches passes on the field. With YouTube set to broadcast its first NFL game, the platform desperately wanted Jason Kelce to join their team. While it would have been fun, ESPN isn't quick to share its talent. Many other networks follow a similar policy. This comes as more and more one-off games are entering the NFL schedule. YouTube and Netflix are struggling to find talent for their broadcasts amid these restrictions from other major networks. Last year, Mina Kimes and Laura Rutledge, both ESPN talents, joined the Netflix Christmas games. Greg Olson, who is a Fox talent, joined the broadcast as a color commentator. Fox, like ESPN, is expected to bar its talent from joining YouTube and Netflix this year. According to Front Office Sports, ESPN is building exclusivity into its talents' contracts. YouTube is looking to add more games in the future, and ESPN doesn't want to give them any help in establishing a foothold in the league. Kelce isn't the only ESPN talent who has this in their contract, and the clause was established before YouTube asked about him. He is on a 3-year, $24 million deal with ESPN, with the network paying all that money to keep him only on their broadcasts. Without Kelce, YouTube's broadcast will include Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner. Stacey Dales and influencer Destroying will work on the sidelines. In the studio, Kay Adams, Cam Newton, Derek Carr, Tyrann Mathieu, and Brandon Marshall will break down the game. Social media star iShowSpeed will host an alternate cast of the game. But it seems that fans are not too happy without Jason. A great talent, a funny actor, and especially his little brother, Travis Kelce, is the star of the game. It is not too much to say that Jason always breathes life into every game he comments, a unique feature that no one else has. Jason, the symbol of intense passion for football, will always be immortal in the hearts of fans.